And what's up guys, Pedro here. Let me ask you, have you ever been playing poker and thought, how is this guy still calling my bets with 7-2 offsuit? Or maybe you lost a huge pot to someone who clearly doesn't know what position is? Well, welcome to the world of fish and poker. And no, I'm not talking about your dinner. I'm talking about players who make mistakes that can literally cost you your stack if you're not paying attention. Today, we're going to have some fun, but also a lot of learning. I'm going to show you how to recognize the fish at your table, how to stop being a fish yourself, and how to use these mistakes to your advantage. I know that poker can be painful, but when you start laughing at it could be the best medicine. We'll talk about what fish do wrong, how you can exploit them without turning into a villain, and share some mini stories from my own experience that will make you laugh and maybe cry a little inside your stack. So buckle up, let's get going. So what exactly is a fish? In poker, a fish is a player who, let's say, doesn't exactly play by the rules of logic. They chase draws that are impossible, overvalue weak hands, and often forget something called position, which is like treating poker as a board game instead of a strategy game. Here's the thing, fish are everywhere. You might even see one at your table right now without realizing it. Classic examples, someone calls with 2-7 offsuit, raises with 3-6 suited in early position, or goes all in with just a pair of twos. And the funny thing is, they do it confidently. They feel invincible, even when the odds are stacked against them. That's what makes them so dangerous and profitable for someone who understands poker logic. Now, I'm not saying you should laugh at them forever. You should laugh, yes, but also learn how to read them and protect your stack. Because if you just fold every hand and play scared, you're leaving money on the table. Fish are actually easier to spot than you think. Here's what to look for. 1. Chasing every draw, flush draw, straight draw. They'll chase it even when the odds are terrible, and they'll call multiple bets just to hit that one card. 2. Overvaluing top pair. Just because they hit the flop with a 7 doesn't mean they understand the strength of their hand. They think it's the greatest hand ever. 3. Ignoring position. Early position, late position, doesn't matter. Fish play every hand like it's the same and often don't adjust when someone raises in front of them. 4. Tilt tendencies. One bad beat and suddenly they're betting 3 times their stack, calling nonsense bets, or going all in with marginal hands. Recognizing these habits is step 1 in beating them, and step 2 is exploiting them correctly, because if you see it coming, you can prepare and maximize your profit. Now comes the fun part. Fish make mistakes, and mistakes equal opportunities. Here's how I exploit them without turning into a villain. Value bet aggressively. Fish love calling with worse hands. So when you have a strong hand, don't be afraid to build the pot. Sometimes, small bets won't work. You need to extract value. Avoid fancy bluffs. Against a fish, hero moves rarely work. Fish will call with anything, so keep it simple and clean. Position is king. If you're on the button, widen your range and take advantage. Fish rarely pay attention to position, so use it to make informed decisions. Mini story. I once had AK suited on the button, and the fish in the big blind called with 9-5 offsuit. The flop gave me top pair, and they kept calling. On the turn, I got another piece of the board, and on the river, I hit my second pair. And guess what? They went all in with bottom pair. My stack doubled, their excitement stayed intact. And that's the beauty of poker, reading players and using logic, not luck. Also, another technique is knowing when to trap. If you have a monster hand, sometimes slow playing against a fish is the best way to maximize value. Fish usually take the bait. Just make sure you're not the one getting trapped. While we're laughing at others, let's make sure you're not the fish yourself. Here are the biggest mistakes beginners make that make them easy targets. Chasing draws without considering the odds, playing too many hands from early positions, letting emotion dictate bets, overvaluing weak top pairs, thinking a lucky river makes them a genius. Remember, discipline beats excitement. Fold a bad hand and live to play another day. It's better to protect your stack than gamble it away for a slim chance at a miracle. And yes, even if the river hits, being disciplined pays off in the long run. Also, tracking patterns is important. If you notice someone always chasing draws or overvaluing certain hands, make notes. Remember the actions made by this player for further decisions. This is how you read players and stay ahead. Poker is a game of observation, not just cards. Let me share some stories. I was in a tournament and a player, let's call him Mr. Fish, called every single bet with random cards. I had a monster hand on the river and he somehow managed to outdraw me with 8-3 suited. My stack went down, but I laughed because that's poker. You learn and you laugh, always. Another time, a fish went all in with bottom pair on the turn. I folded thinking maybe he was bluffing. He showed his hand. Everyone at the table laughed. That's poker, learning and laughing together. And the best part? You can take these stories, analyze the mistakes, and make better decisions next time. That's how you improve without tilting your own game. Here's one of the things you can do. 1. Identify fish habits at the table. 2. Exploit mistakes but stay calm. Don't tilt. 3. Use position and hand selection to your advantage. 4. Avoid fancy plays against fish. Simple is better. 5. Observe patterns. Track tendencies. Learn how they think. 6. Protect your stack, even if it means folding big hands sometimes. Remember, fish are funny, frustrating, and profitable if you understand the logic behind their mistakes. Poker is about learning, adapting, and having fun while protecting your money. So, that's how you stop losing to fish and maybe even become the clever predator at the table. If you enjoyed this guide, laughed a little, or even recognized yourself as a fish, hit that subscribe button, join the community, and let's keep learning, laughing, and improving together. See you at the tables, and remember, stay sharp, stay funny. We don't play poker, we hunt.